Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Beauty Within with your combo hosts, one oily, one dry. I'm Felicia.
I'm Rowena.
And today we're doing an episode all about how to customize your skincare routine.
Ever since we started this channel, one of the biggest tips we learned is that our skin adjusts and changes according to our surroundings, like the environment, the climate, and as we age, our skin will become less elastic, less collagen, a skin barrier will weaken in general, so things are constantly changing.
So if you're still confused with what you need to use for your skincare routine, don't worry, because we have 4 tips that you can use to help figure it out, understand it more, and create an effective skincare routine. For that, bing bing! Skin.
Thank you so much to Curology for sponsoring a part of this video for us to be able to share with you guys how we customize our skincare routine. When it comes to customizing skincare, it's important to understand your skin and how it works. And by that, we're talking about understanding how your skin behaves when exposed to different types of weathers, climates, your environment, and the time of the year, the time of the month, even day by day, how it changes. If it does change, if it doesn't change, it's constantly like, depending on like all these different factors. It's really smart.
It is.
Trying to protect itself, trying to heal itself.
Sometimes how I think of it is, you know how we breathe and we blink very automatically? Our skin is also renewing itself automatically without us knowing. So for me, I think I look at the cycle. Normally, like a week before my period comes, I'll get very aggravated skin. My pores are all blocked, my blackheads, whiteheads are flowing, you know, they're thriving around the nose. That's when I'll go in with chemical exfoliants or a mud mask maybe to soak that all up. And then when it's on good days, then I'll use my very gentle calming toners, calming serum. Sometimes I don't even need a serum. So it's this ever evolving equation.
For those who have dry skin, sometimes you wake up and it's dry.
Dry as a desert.
Other days you wake up and it's even more dry and it's still dry. And there's some days that you wake up that it's so dehydrated that you're oily. And you're like, I have combo skin, but your skin's just dehydrated and overcorrecting itself.
Yeah.
So I think with dry skin, there's also dullness, there's also an evening of the texture. It's just, you know, buildup of dead skin cells. I think especially with dry skin, it's important to exfoliate on a regular basis so that when you do apply other products onto your skin, you're not just feeding the dead layers of skin on your face.
Yeah, and it's not penetrating through.
And having a party.
So know yourself and what you're dealing with first, right? So for example, if we were to switch routines, it's not to say that it wouldn't work, but it wouldn't be able to bring out what we really want the skincare products to do. So I wouldn't be using as many emollient or rich oils as Rowena does in her moisturizer, and she wouldn't be using as thin consistency, watery consistency moisturizers as I do. So it's not that you can't use it, you're really wanting to like focus on what you're working with, what nature gave you.
With all of that, the main takeaway is that analyzing our skin, being able to observe our skin, being able to know what it's going through, how it's feeling, what mood it's in. Is it gonna get angry soon? Is it gonna lash out soon? Is it temperamental? Do you need to love language yourself a bit more? So the main reason why this is important is because it's the foundation of skincare and taking good care of yourself. If you guys are still confused with how to customize your skincare routine, we'll share with you guys our current routine and how we weave active ingredients.
So for my skin and my routine, I battle acne and I want to minimize sebum. Yes, I want players that would help with my acne. So we did a whole cleansing video just right before, so make sure you check that out. We're not going to go into cleansing much, but I've been using this toner, which I've also talked to death about while we were at home. This is a good time to give it to you.
Oh.
Yes. This is the Haruharu Black Rice Hyaluronic Acid Toner, and I've really loved this toner for the way that it very subtly brightens. And it has the fermented rice in there, which is an antioxidant. It's filled with polyphenols. It's a little thicker than your normal watery toner, but you can layer it on and it sinks so quickly into the skin, leaving it feel so nourished. You could use this when your skin is feeling a little compromised to really instill that hydration back so it comes back to life. And I put like 2 layers of this on. Put it on, fan it out a little, put another layer on, and it's beautiful for day and night.
But the thing is, it's kind of interesting because it goes on with that thicker, more viscousy texture. Not like that thick, right? Like it's still water.
It's not thick.
But as you blend it into your skin, it so quickly glides and just...
Yeah. That's why you can keep layering it on. With this, I don't even feel the need for a serum. I just jump straight into like a moisturizer. And honestly speaking, this set of products was the turning point of clear skin for me during when we were at home.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So yes, it was starting off with this. So then for days that I have acne, then I'll go in with the Paula's Choice 2%. But because I haven't been experiencing any of that, usually I get it hormonally. But even the hormonal era week, haven't been experiencing that. So that's how far hydration can take you.
Ooh.
Yeah, but sometimes if I do want a little bit more, like if you feel like it, I've been using this one to death, as you can see, the Dr. Ceuracle Royal Vita Propolis 33 Ampoule. And as we said, the Ampoule is a supercharged serum. This is antioxidant rich, nourishing, revitalizing. It's got the propolis jelly, which is very good at like building the blocks back to a healthy, glowing skin. I have enjoyed every second of the way this sinks into my skin. And when you know it's right, you will see that your face is not oily. It's just even in terms of texture, in terms of feel. And then we move on to the Curology. So this is where I get, not because this is sponsored, right? Let me tell you my actual experience. I was quite hesitant with these like formulated for your skin type because I feel like when we do the channel, half of the job is to test ingredients. So I never really got into it. But when I tried the Curology, you know, you send through your pictures of how your skin is feeling. I will show you the pictures. I was dealing with hormonal acne. This was before the pivot of my good skin. So sent in the pictures of my bare face. You just upload them as you're doing the questionnaire. And also, you know, you fill in what you're currently using, what your skincare routine looks like. So you send that in and the dermatology provider will then custom create a cream for you, which comes in this form. So mine has azelaic acid 2%, which I love. As you guys know, I have the Paula's Choice 10% azelaic, so I was really excited to see that one on here. And then there's clindamycin 1% and zinc 0.25. So I am sweating, but it looks like this. So this is already my full-size bottle. So you just work that all in over the face. And guys, I've been using this for like a week and a half, and this is the state my skin has been in. Over a week, the texture was gone, my hyperpigmentation was evened, my cystic acne was like gone in the wind, and in 2 weeks, my skin was the clearest I think I have ever experienced in my adult life. I think the craziest thing is that my skin is even for once. Like, apart from the slight redness around my nose, which I think I'll just always have until the grave, like it's completely evened out all the tones and the textures of my entire face. The only thing is, it's not a very hydrating cream. It just does the job of instilling the active ingredients and being an emollient to trap in the hydration. And then speaking of customizing your nightly routine, when I use this, I would not use any other chemical exfoliant. So this, I would not use. So it would either be like these on a good day, and then it would be like this on the day that I want to use it. So it will just go back and forth between that. About it, because you don't want it to clash. You know, you kind of want to know what's actually working.
So Curology, they first give you a trial size. It's free. Your first bottle is free, and then you'd only have to pay $4.95 for shipping. And once you try it, if you like it, you can move on to a bigger bottle. And if you don't like it, they have a 90-day money-back guarantee program in place, so that to make sure that you really love your formula and you really love the product before you actually invest your money in it.
And one really interesting thing is that, you know, we talk about your skin changing with with you. So if you feel like after a month that you don't need a dosage or a percentage that's as potent, or depending on how you reacted with it, you can talk to them and they will change the formulation of it to work with you over
And
time.
you can also increase different ingredients as well.
It was amazing. And yes, so my other alternative swapping and changing is the Sioris night cream. I really love the consistency of this. You've tried it too,
I
right?
think so. It smells like there's tamanu in there.
Yes, it's brightening, it's nourishing, it just feels mattified and soft and nourished.
You still have that glow though.
Without it oily. I love it. That's my routine. What about yours?
My turn. I have very dry skin. It's teetering on the brink of like being forever dehydrated. So it's getting very like oily around the T-zone. And then because I've more fair complexion, it tends to freckle easier. So with my routine, very streamlined, very easy, going with a very gentle gel cleanser. And then I'll use this Sioris Time Is Running Out Mist.
We sound like broken records.
I've just been talking about this, like I feel like every single video is just, Sioris Time Is Running Out, Sioris Time Is Running Out, the yuzu, the green plum, seasonality, it changes, but it's amazing. It's made with 78% fruit water, and like I just said, depending on the season, they change the fruit ingredient to make sure that whatever they use is the most potent and like is like the freshest within the season. On top of the fruit water, there's an oil layer containing macadamia seed oil, jojoba oil, sunflower seed oil, which are all really rich in fatty acids to help nourish the skin as like an emollient layer that's like not too thick because it's a toner. You can still use other products after that. And my prescription for Curology is 4% niacinamide, 0.01 tretinoin, and 2% azelaic acid. Tretinoin is something that scared me a bit. I tried Curology years ago and it made my skin peel. So I like freaked out and just never touched it again. But this time I know to slowly work it into my routine as opposed to like a morning and night. I think I also did that by accident. We're just so great at reading instructions.
We don't read them.
And so with Fel's formula, it's very targeted for acne prone skin, especially like your hormonal, more cystic acne. For mine, it's specifically for anti-aging and hyperpigmentation and just overall brightening of the skin. So in my routine, this will probably be like the serum cream step between the toner and the moisturizer. And so I will tone, I will use this, and then I will go in with a cream.
Looks familiar.
So this cream is something that Fel talked about for the past like 3 months, even longer. I feel like last year you talked about this last year too. Finally got my hands on this and it is amazing, especially when I'm using something that's a bit more aggravating like the tretinoin, because it's something that I don't really use in my routine. Having something that's very soothing and calming and nourishing is amazing. This Return Made Cera cream has ceramides, metacascoside, niacinamide, adenosine, and it's all just really nourishing.
Very moisturizing, very nourishing, very protective.
Yeah. It's quite thick, but not in a suffocating way. I'm surprised that it works for your skin.
Me too. And it's also one of the more thicker, more oily moisturizers that I've used, but it doesn't block your pores.
Yeah. And this, haven't mentioned, this is Crave Beauty's Great Barrier Relief. It has 10% tamanu oil, which Fel mentioned. It's just very great. It helps with brightening. And then there's also vitamin B3, which is niacinamide, ceramides, cholesterol, natural moisturizing factors. It's just an amazing serum for your skin barrier. When I'm using ingredients that could be a bit more irritating, I'll alternate every other night. So one night will be like this, and then another night will be like this. And then it's just
Swap and change.
Yep. And because I'm using things that are making my skin regenerate, sunscreen. This is just the Neogen Daylight Protection Sunscreen that I've also talked a lot about.
We've talked about it repeatedly.
Amaze. Tip number 2. Searching for ingredients that can cater to your own individual skin's concerns and needs. To give you a quick breakdown, here are some ingredients that you can look for in your routine.
If you guys have enlarged pores or textures and you know, it's just like bumpy. Okay, here's the thing before I get into it. Pores are natural, right? We all have pores. We're never gonna get like that porcelain skin. You wouldn't be human.
Unless you like get Botox or get some sort of procedure done.
In which case you would still have pores.
Yeah.
But that aside, you can look for ingredients that can really help to target excess buildup of dead skin and sebum swimming around in the pores so that they look minimized.
For these ingredients, you should look for chemical exfoliants, either it's AHAs, BHAs, or PHAs. AHA and PHA both target the surface layer of the skin, while BHA reaches deeper into the pores.
There's also niacinamide, which is vitamin B3, which helps to diminish the appearance of enlarged pores, as well as help with texture and brightening.
Oh, it does so many things.
And it works well with a lot of different ingredients.
There's also vitamin C, which helps to brighten overall skin tone and leave skin glowing. It's just an amazing antioxidant. And it also helps stimulate collagen production.
Another common skin concern is if you're feeling really dehydrated, and this can happen to dry skin as well as oily and acne prone, any skin type. And what this is a lack of hydration.
And this is why people with dry skin can also find their skin getting oily at times, because it's so dehydrated that your skin is overcorrecting itself to kind of lubricate yourself, especially in the T-zone area. And really quickly, the difference between dry skin and dehydrated skin. Dry skin is you're lacking natural oils, like your skin just doesn't produce as much oils as someone with more normal or more oily skin. Dehydration, it's a lack of water. So as Fel just said, oily, dry, acne prone, any skin type can be dehydrated.
Yeah.
So sad. So ingredients to look out for dry dehydrated skin is hyaluronic acid, which is one of my favorites. It helps pull moisture from the air and into the skin.
And then there's also panthenol, which really helps to retain the moisture in the skin and keep it all locked in there.
There's also electrolytes, which are rich in minerals like potassium and magnesium to retain moisture into the skin, as well to form that very happy, healthy skin barrier.
The Glow Recipe Pore Toner has the cactus water, which is filled with electrolytes. And then there's also the Drunk Elephant, that F-bomb electrolyte. Yeah, so you can find that in natural ingredients as well as synthetic formulations. Then there's also ceramides, which help to make up the glue that hold our skin cells together, really form that strong protective skin barrier and protect us against environmental stresses and aggressors like pollutants, free radicals, bacteria, and anything that could be potentially damaging.
If you have acne-prone skin, you're going to want to incorporate ingredients that can kill acne-causing bacteria, calm inflamed skin, or manage overproduction of sebum.
So one of my favorites is azelaic acid, because it's very mild. It's nowhere near as infuriating to the skin or hard to use as other ingredients like benzoyl peroxide. It works by killing the acne-causing bacteria while calming inflammation.
There's also salicylic acid, which is BHA and helps reach deep into the pore to pull out excess sebum.
Then you'll have retinols or retinoids, which can really help with acne-prone skin because it helps to exfoliate the buildup of dead skin cells. And these dead skin cells are what clog the pores, creating breakouts. So I've personally found that retinols really help, like in the form of a serum or in the form of a moisturizer or oil.
There's also clay, which helps to mop up excess oils all over your face.
Yes. And another skin concern that I think a lot of us have experienced is hyperpigmentation, and they come in different forms. It can be sun-induced, it can be melasma, which is hormonal or age, and then you have acne marks.
An amazing ingredient for this is niacinamide. It helps brighten overall skin complexion and just does so many things.
If there was one ingredient that did it all, it would be niacinamide, but some of you don't react well to it. There's also azelaic acid. The azelaic acid can help target the tyrosinase enzyme, which is responsible for the production of melanin, which then shows up as, you know, dark pigmentation.
There's also tranexamic acid, which also known to target tyrosinase enzymes, but this is more of a newer ingredient, so there are conflicting research.
And then there's alpha hydroxy acids, or AHA. If you guys haven't heard of this, it includes glycolic acid, lactic acid, mandelic acid, citric acid,
so many
taric acid. And these work to very gently exfoliate the surface layer of skin, which is mainly the dead skin, which sometimes stops products from penetrating, leaving dull skin. And it also promotes cell renewal, so it leaves that baby like glow.
And the last skin concern that some of us may have is wrinkles or aging skin. So if this is something that you are experiencing, you can look for ingredients that help stimulate collagen production in the deeper layers of your skin. Collagen is responsible for keeping your skin looking plump and youthful. And as we age, it
depletes very slowly.
yeah, it's just a part of growing up.
And one thing to note, if you do see collagen in the ingredients list, always look for hydrolyzed collagen, otherwise the particle will be too big for it to ever even penetrate the skin to do what you think and want it to do.
So an ingredient that's great will be retinol to stimulate collagen production in the deeper layers of the skin.
Then there's vitamin C, or otherwise known as L-ascorbic acid, which can really help over time stimulate the collagen and elastin and preserve that.
And there's also peptides, which are building blocks that make up collagen.
Then there's antioxidants, which encompass many things. They're
Like vitamin A, B, and C.
yes, that we can find in berries,
Algae, green tea.
It's just a plethora of antioxidants. And how antioxidants help with aging or mature skin is it helps to fight off the free radical damage that causes premature aging.
So with all of that being said, we just rattled off a lot of different active ingredients.
Yeah.
Do you need to use all of them in your skincare routine? No. I don't think so. But when it really comes down to it, I feel like when you do choose to commit to one specific active ingredient, especially if it's the more potentially aggressive, aggravating, irritating ones, the more intense ones, always pair it with more hydrating, soothing, and moisturizing products.
Yeah, I think the tip there is to just let the ingredient shine, which takes us on to our third tip. So this one is layering your active ingredients. We're not gonna go too much into it because we basically illustrated our way of how you can layer active ingredients, and we also have 2 videos on specific combinations that can work well. So if you want more variations or in-depth explanations, make sure you check out our 2 previous videos on how to do that.
And with that, Fel, what is one thing you want to tell your younger self?
Oh, tell my youngest self that it's okay to be vulnerable. At the end of 2019 till now has really been like carving down the strength and understanding of the strength of vulnerability. Like, you're not hiding anything, it's not a sign of weakness. I used to think of vulnerability as weakness, like I never want to be seen as being incapable, but it's okay to struggle because everyone struggles. What's something you would tell your younger self? Fortuna cortada.
Yes. What a wonderful phrase. No, but actually, Fortuna matata
Yeah.
means no worries. Yeah, it actually is kind of like that. I'll tell myself to stop running away. I think it's like with everything that we face, we tend to distract ourselves in some ways. When I was younger, it would be like partying and going out. Like, I don't know, it's just a form of escapism. I think it comes in many different forms. But I think I've learned over time, especially this year, 2020, what a year it's been. It's good to sit with your thoughts, and it's good to sit with yourself and ask yourself like, okay, I've been doing a lot of this, why? Knowing that you're running away from something, asking yourself why, being able to address it and like gracefully carry on.
So with that, thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of our video. We hope we can really bring in skincare, self-care, and the mind and the body, because it all plays into each other. So if you have any questions about any of the products or the tips that we mentioned, leave them below. We read every single one of them. Thank you so much for Curology for changing my skin's life.
and for sponsoring this video.
Yes, if you have questions about that, we'll have all the links below and you can try it for yourself. It is free. So yeah, until then, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.